What's up, family? Man, what's your game plan? What's your game plan? You know, Mike Tyson said that everybody said they could fight until they get punched in the mouth. You know what I mean? Man, you know, everybody comes into the new year, man, this is gonna be my year, and whoop, man, this is gonna be a great year, and blah, blah, blah. But most people don't really have a game plan. Most people never establish a game plan of what's going to happen for them in that year. Most people never come up with a plan of what they want to accomplish. We have hopes. We have all these things we want to happen, but we never really come up with a game plan to bring these things into fruition. You can't just sit there and hope for something to happen and not come up with a game plan and think and expect that it's going to happen. That's not how life really works. You know what I mean? You have to get on that frequency. You have to elevate your frequency from just hoping and expecting some stuff to happen for you. And you ain't doing shit but sitting on your fucking lazy ass. You know what I mean? You ain't go get no job just sitting there talking about, man, this is going to be the year I get a job and I'm going to make $50,000 a year and woo-doo-doo. And you ain't filling out no applications. You ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Submitting your resume. You ain't putting in the work to make it happen. You ain't getting on that frequency. What's your game plan? What are you going to do to bring these things into fruition? What are you going to do to make these things happen for you this year? Man, I hope 2023 is your year. But the reality, 2023 ain't going to be everybody's year. You know what I mean? That's just the reality. It's going to be just like 2022, just like 2021, just like 2020, 2019, and every year before that. You're going to have a lot of people that's happy. Man, this was a great year, and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And you're going to have a whole lot of people pissed off. Man, this year sucked. This year was garbage. I can't wait for this shit to be over with, blah, 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 blah. Why? Because most people ain't going to put in the fucking work to make shit happen for them. And then when stuff do go wrong, you know, they do hit a speed bump, man, they're going to fold. Most people are going to fold up under the pressure. What I mean, fold up under pressure. They're going to cave up under a trial, up under a circumstance, up under a situation that tries them. Oh, you want to be happy 2023. You want unconditional love in 2023. You want peace and joy and happiness in 2023. Okay, we're going to see how bad you really want it. We're going to bring a whole bunch of dramatic people into your life. We're going to bring a whole bunch of craziness your way. We're going to see if you really want it. Or if you're going to get on that frequency of that drama, that negativity, and that stupid shit. You say you want love and happiness in your relationship. Okay, we're going to see. We're going to see how bad you really want it. You looking at everybody else and eyeballing everybody else, but you say you want this in your relationship. Okay, we're going to see. How bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough to get up off your butt and get out of your comfort zone and make stuff happen? Or do you want it just like most people? Man, I want to be able to just snap my fingers and the shit appear. Man, we got to grow up. You know what I mean? We have to grow up. And I'm sitting here and looking at a microwave. And I remember when I was a little younger, they used to call us the microwave generation. You know what I mean? Because we want shit fast, you know? And that's the crazy thing about microwaves. You know, you could take a full course meal. It ain't worth shit. You know what I mean? There's some toxic ass shit, not really real food, but you could take a whole full meal and prepare it in the fucking microwave and have it done in minutes. You know what I mean? And that's what we've become as a generation. That's what we've become as a people. We have that expectation that, man, things are going to happen super fast for me. I don't have to go through the process of growing my own fruits and vegetables. I don't have to go through the process of, man, going out there and picking up and pulling my own corn or cutting my own cabbage or pulling my own greens. You know what I mean? We've gotten so lackadaisical. We've gotten so complacent, so lazy to where, you know, we don't feel like we should have to do anything. And a lot of us don't feel like you should have to work. Man, I shouldn't have to work. Man, I should just have somebody work and take care of me. Man, they should just go to work and do everything and come home and cook and da-da-da-da. And I ain't got to do nothing except be pretty. I ain't got to do nothing except be swole. I ain't got to do nothing but be me. And they supposed to come home and cater to me. So we don't think we have to go through the process. We think we're so special. We think we're so chosen and so anointed and so appointed and all this other stupid stuff that, man, we don't have to go through that. We could just bypass all of that. It don't take all of that. I don't need to know how to do all of that. What's your game plan? What's your game plan when things go wrong? What's your game plan when you hit a speed bump and you get knocked off your path? Do you have a game plan to get back on track? What's your game plan when you take a loss? When somebody walk out of your life? What's your game plan when you don't get that job? When you don't get that man? When you don't get that woman? When you don't get that house? See, it's one thing to just hope for some shit. It's another thing, man, to create a plan to make some shit happen. I mean, and part of every plan, man, you better make sure you connected to God. You know what I mean? That's first and foremost. You can have all the plans you want. But if your plans ain't in alignment with God, man, that's just futile. You know what I mean? You're just wasting time. You're just wasting energy. And so many of us, we go through stuff because we won't get in alignment with God. We go through so much headache, so much drama, so much unnecessary drama because we won't get in alignment with God, because we're so fucking arrogant and narcissistic and self-righteous and judgmental and all this other stupid shit that we ain't got time to listen to God. We don't even know what God's voice sounds like. God talked to everybody but you. And so we don't even know what God's plan is for our life. And we think we can just do what the fuck we want to do, when we want to, how we want to. And then when shit go wrong, we get mad and blame God. When shit don't go the way we expected to, then now we want to cuss God out. Talking about, well, God don't exist. I was praying for this job. I was praying for this man. I was praying for this woman, and it didn't work out, and they cheated on me. They dogged me out. They left me. They abandoned me. They divorced me. And we got all this stupid shit we go through. And a lot of times it's unnecessary, but because we haven't gotten in alignment with God, okay, you don't want to listen? Okay, cool. It's a trip I used to tell my kids, when they were young, man, you're going to do what I tell you to do. You're going to do what I tell you to do, regardless. If you choose to do what you want to do, I'm going to beat your ass, and then you still going to do what I told you to do. Either way it go, you still gonna do what I told you to do. You could do it the easy way, or you could do it the hard way after you don't got your ass beat, but you still gonna do what I told you to do. And that's how God is. God is gonna say, okay, this is the plan I have for you. This is what I want you to do. Oh, you don't want to listen? I know everything. I'm all knowing. But you want to do it your way? Go right ahead. Okay, motherfucker, go right ahead and do it your way. And when you fall on your motherfucking face and you crash and burn, you're going to humble yourself. You're going to get to the point, it's like, I'm done. I can't take no more of this shit. Woo-doo-doo. God help me. God forgive me. Blah, 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 blah. You're going to come back to your senses. Then you're going to ask God to come help you. Then you're going to ask God to bail you out. Then you're going to ask God to get you out of this situation. Had you just listened in the first place and got in alignment in the first place, you wouldn't have to go through all that drama. You wouldn't have to go through all that ass whoopings and everything else. But you had to learn the hard way. And it is what it is. That's all good. You know what I mean? You're learning. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're learning. Everything is always working out for us. You're going to learn one way or the other. You're going to learn to humble yourself one way or the other. You're going to learn to get your ass in alignment with God one way or the other. It is what it is. What's your game plan? What's your game plan for your life? What do you want to accomplish this year? How are you going to do it? Do you have a roadmap? And don't be unrealistic about your expectations. Don't sit there and say, man, I want to lose 50 pounds in a month. I want to be in shape, tip-top shape. I want to be yoked up and da-da-da-da. I'm going to give myself 3 months. That's not going to happen for you. And unfortunately, so many of us, we have this unrealistic expectation. Going back to the microwave generation. We think that we could cook a full course meal of naturally organic food in 15 minutes. And I'm talking about going out there, cutting the food, growing the food, cutting the food, harvesting the food, bringing it in, cleaning it up, and preparing it. It's going to take you a whole lot longer than 15 minutes to grow the stuff. What's your game plan? Be realistic with your expectations this year. Stop setting yourself up for failure. Stop setting yourself up for heartbreak and disappointment. Because you set unrealistic expectations for yourself. Man, we have to grow up. We have to grow up. Man, my hope and prayer is that something's been said to help you understand where you're at. It's January 2023. You have time, but you have to create a plan. You have to get in alignment with God to make sure that your plan is in alignment with his plan. What does he want you to do? Where does he want you to focus your energy and your attention at? See, so many of you, man, I want a king this year. I want a queen this year. And I want what to do. And God has said, no, it ain't time for that. You need to deal with your fucking issues this year. You need to deal with your self-hatred this year. You need to deal with why you so insecure. You need to deal with why are you so desperate and thirsty for a man. You need to deal with why are you so horny and desperate for a fucking woman. You need to heal your childhood trauma. You need to deal with being ungrateful. You need to heal your freaking bitterness. You need to deal with your anger issues. It's a whole lot of stuff that we need to deal with. We don't want to deal with it though. We just want to jump in a relationship. It's a whole lot of things that man, I just want money. But you don't even know how to plan. You don't even know how to save. You don't even know how to invest. You don't even have a fucking job. You have no money coming in, but you want all this money this year. Man, we got to grow up. You know what I mean? We have to grow up emotionally. You have to grow up. And the trip is, when you get in alignment with God and you understand God's plan for your life, and you start walking that path, start walking that journey, you can rest assured that it's going to happen. Now you can have peace and joy. Now you can have happiness. Why? Because you know it's all good. You're in alignment. You're right where you're supposed to be at. So many of us, we think that we're in alignment with God. We think we're where we're supposed to be at, and we're really not. Because we won't humble ourselves. We won't get connected to God, Source, the Most High, whatever you want to call him, and understand, okay, man, what's my plan? What's the game plan for me? Because the truth be told, so many of us, we pick the wrong relationships. We pick bad jobs. We pick bad careers. We pick toxic ass people to date and to trust and what to do. So our picking selection, our selection, it ain't all that great. You know what I mean? We're not that great at picking shit. So before you fuck up this year, man, let's take a time out, take a pause, whatever you want to call it, and sit your ass in time out and get in connection with God. Get in alignment with God. Before you fuck off this year, you know what I mean? Before you fuck off another year of your life. Just doing stupid ass shit. Because you never took the time to get in alignment. You never took the time to figure out, okay, God, what do you want me to do this year? What do you want me to focus on this year? What do you want me to accomplish this year? I want a queen. I want a king. I want a family. But you said I have anger issues. You said I have self-sabotaging behaviors. You said I have trust issues. Man, I might need to deal with that stuff before I get in a relationship. And fuck that relationship up too. It's a trip when I used to do readings for people. And I still do intuitive readings from time to time. But I used to be a part of this group where I would do oracle cards, tarot cards, and charms, and all that other stuff, right? And most of the people, I would always, what do you want a reading on? 95% of the people, if not higher, always want the love reading. They've always wanted to find out when their man was coming, when their woman was going to appear. Is this the one? Is this the guy of my dreams? Is this the guy for me? Is this the woman for me? It's like, motherfucker, man, why do we get so stuck and fixated on other people? What's wrong with us, and why are we so fucking lonely to where we got to have somebody else to fulfill us? Why is the relationship our number one priority? When we got all this fucking bullshit going on in our fucking head. We got all this fucking baggage and all this toxic shit we carrying around, but we want a fucking relationship. No, motherfucker, sit your ignorant ass down somewhere and humble yourself and deal with your shit. It is what it is. You got to deal with your stuff, family. There's no getting around that. There's no dismissing that. We're beyond sweeping that shit up under the rug like it don't exist no more. We're too old for that shit now. We have to grow up emotionally. Stop acting like, man, I got my shit okay, I'm okay. Stop acting like I got this shit figured out. I'm not saying you fucked up. I'm saying you got some shit that you have to deal with and resolve before you get in a fucking relationship and fuck up that relationship and that other person. It's the truth. So many people, man, I want a guy like da-da-da-da. I want a woman like da-da-da. And I want them, they want them healed. They don't want to hook up with somebody who's fucked up emotionally. Because they understand, man, if I hook up with somebody that's fucked up emotionally, man, they're going to fucking hurt me. They're going to dog me out. They're going to bleed on me. They're going to mistreat and abuse me. So I don't want nobody that's fucked up. And we never realize that we're that fucked up person. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's hard doing self-analysis. It's challenging. That's why most people don't do it. That's why we're so distracted with social media. That's why we're so distracted with everybody else. The powers to be. The movers and shakers. The entertainers of the world. We're so caught up and fixated on their lives. Because we don't want to deal with our shit. Oh, their life is so much more interesting. Oh, this person's so much. No, you're just fucking dramatic. You're just a fucking drama queen. You're a fucking drama king. And you don't want to grow the fuck up emotionally. It is what it is. Man, I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.